Welcome, my friends, to Guide to Reads. If you've ever wished you could better understand the people around you, whether in your personal relationships, at work, or in social settings, then you've come to the right place. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights that can truly transform the way you connect with others. Today, we'll be diving into How to Speed Read People by Patrick King, a practical guide that will equip you with the tools to quickly and accurately assess the personalities, emotions, and behaviors of those around you. This knowledge can be a game changer, improving your communication skills and helping you build more meaningful, fulfilling relationships. You see, the human experience has always been marked by a deep fascination with what shapes our personalities and identities. Understanding these underlying factors can help us make wiser choices for ourselves and interact more effectively with the people in our lives. Take, for example, the ancient Greek theory of humorism, which linked personality traits to 4 bodily fluids: yellow bile, black bile, blood, and phlegm, each tied to a distinct temperament. The belief was that imbalances in these fluids influenced our moods and behaviors. While these ideas may seem antiquated, they remain the foundation for many modern personality models. Centuries later, Sigmund Freud offered his own explanation, proposing that our behavior is a delicate balance between the ID, which seeks immediate pleasure, the ego, which mediates reality, and the superego, which enforces moral values. However, Freud's theories relied heavily on unconscious processes, making them notoriously difficult to measure. Thankfully, modern science has shed new light on the role biology plays in shaping our personalities. Traits like charm, competitiveness, and resilience can often be traced back to our evolutionary drives. Brain imaging studies have even shown links between specific brain regions and the Big Five personality traits: conscientiousness, agreeableness, extroversion, openness, and neuroticism. For instance, extroverts tend to have a larger orbitofrontal cortex, which helps them process rewards more effectively. So why does all of this matter, you ask? By recognizing the patterns in the behavior of others, you can gain deeper insight into their motivations and reactions. And when you pair that understanding with self-awareness, understanding your own tendencies, whether you thrive in social settings or prefer solitude, you can make choices that align with your authentic self, avoid unnecessary stress, and build stronger, more genuine connections with the people in your life. This balance of self-knowledge and insight into others is the foundation for effective communication and decision-making. And that, my friends, is what we're here to explore. So let's dive in and discover how to speed read the people around you, unlocking the keys to richer, more fulfilling relationships. 1. The keys to unlocking personality and understanding others, a topic that has long captivated the human imagination. What exactly is it that shapes our unique identities? And how can we decode the personalities of those around us? You raise a fair point. Personality tests, while offering a glimpse into our distinctive traits and patterns, are far from definitive. They serve as valuable tools for self-discovery and gaining insight into the people in our lives. But the true richness of the human experience lies in the nuances that often evade such simplistic categorizations. Let's start with one of the most widely recognized frameworks, the Big Five personality traits, often remembered by the handy acronym OSHIAN. Openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. These 5 dimensions exist on a spectrum, with each of us embodying a unique blend of these characteristics. For instance, someone high in openness may seek out a variety of new experiences and perspectives, while those lower on the scale often prefer the comfort and stability of familiar routines. Conscientiousness speaks to our levels of focus and discipline, while extroversion measures whether social interaction energizes or drains us. Agreeableness reflects our capacity for empathy and cooperation, and neuroticism gauges our emotional stability, with higher levels often linked to anxiety and stress. Another popular assessment tool is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, which delves into 4 distinct dichotomies: extroversion versus introversion, sensing versus intuition, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. These combinations create 16 unique personality types, each offering valuable insights. However, as you rightly pointed out, The MBTI has been criticized for its potential to vary based on the participant's mental state or environment, and for its tendency to categorize people into fixed types, overlooking the nuances of those who may fall between the extremes. To address this, the Keirsey Temperaments model offers a more streamlined approach, distilling the MBTI's 16 types into 4 broader categories: guardians, artisans, idealists, and rationals. Each temperament includes 2 subcategories, adding depth and dimensionality to the analysis. And then there's the Enneagram, a system that shifts the focus toward motivations and self-awareness, encouraging individuals to confront areas for personal growth. Its 9 personality types, such as the helper, the achiever, and the peacemaker, explore the deeper reasons behind why people behave the way they do, shedding light on both their strengths and vulnerabilities. While each of these frameworks provides a valuable lens through which to view personality, they are not infallible. The true power lies in combining these tools with keen observations of behavior, which can paint a more well-rounded and nuanced picture of the people in our lives. By understanding the underlying factors that shape personality, we can navigate our relationships with greater empathy, adaptability, and effectiveness. So let us dive deeper, my friends, and unlock the secrets of personality, not just in ourselves, but in those we seek to understand and connect with on a more profound level. 2. Reading people through their expressions and body language. Have you ever found yourself looking at someone and just sensing that there was more going on beneath the surface, even if they hadn't uttered a single word? Perhaps a friend gave you a warm, seemingly genuine smile, but there was a hint of sadness or frustration lurking in their eyes that made you pause and wonder. How much can we really uncover about others simply by observing them? The truth is, people often reveal far more than they realize through the subtle cues of their facial expressions and body language. But interpreting these signals is no simple task. It takes a careful, discerning eye, an attention to patterns, and an understanding of the broader context to truly get a clear sense of what someone might be feeling or experiencing. Let's start with facial expressions. There are 2 key types of clues we can glean from them: macro expressions and micro expressions. Macro expressions are the larger, more deliberate and obvious displays of emotion, the kind we're all familiar with, like a bright beaming smile or a deep frown of sorrow. But it's the micro expressions that offer the most intriguing insights. These are the fleeting, involuntary flashes of emotion that can betray the true feelings beneath the surface, even when someone is actively trying to conceal them. Pioneering psychologist Paul Ekman studied these phenomena extensively, and with practice we can learn to spot these nearly imperceptible signals that provide a window into someone's genuine emotional state. And then there's body language, which is an even broader and often just as revealing canvas of nonverbal cues. A relaxed, open posture can signal comfort and confidence, while crossed arms or tense shoulders might hint at stress or unease. People often try to soothe themselves unconsciously through pacifying behaviors, like touching their necks or rubbing their temples. Even the positioning of the feet can tell a story, pointing towards someone when they're engaged, or turning away when they'd prefer to distance themselves. But interpreting these signals is not as simple as spotting an isolated gesture. It requires looking for patterns and considering the broader context. Someone fidgeting during a meeting might simply be restless, but if that's uncharacteristic behavior for them, it could be a sign that something more profound is weighing on their mind. And let's not forget the insight that can be gleaned from the eyes. Steady, confident gazes suggest an inner calm, while rapid, restless movements can betray underlying anxiety. These subtle cues, like all nonverbal signals, are just pieces of a larger puzzle. Understanding them takes patience, an observant eye, and a willingness to see the full picture of what someone is truly expressing. My friends, the ability to read people in this way is a powerful skill, one that can deepen our connections, enhance our empathy, and help us navigate the complexities of the human experience with greater wisdom and understanding. So let us continue our exploration, casting aside our assumptions and remaining open to the wealth of insights that lie within the unspoken language of the body and face. 3. Decoding emotions to understand people better. Truly a captivating realm to explore. Let me share a poignant example that perfectly encapsulates the art of emotional intelligence in action. Picture this. Charlotte, A vibrant colleague of ours strides into the office one day with a spring in her step and a fresh new haircut, clearly brimming with excitement. As she turns to her co-worker Derek, seeking his opinion, we witness a masterful display of empathetic awareness. You see, Derek, though perhaps not particularly invested in matters of hairstyles, recognizes that for Charlotte, this change likely signifies an emotional need for validation. Drawing upon his keen social awareness, he responds with genuine enthusiasm, saying, "It looks great." His thoughtful words not only boost Charlotte's confidence, but also deepen the trust and rapport between them. This small interaction is a shining testament to the power of emotional intelligence, a concept championed by the renowned psychologist Daniel Goleman. At its core, understanding people better starts with the ability to interpret emotional cues, both rational and instinctive. Goleman's framework outlines 4 key components: self-awareness, self-management, self-motivation, and social awareness, that together form a roadmap for navigating the nuanced landscape of human emotions. Self-awareness is the foundation, requiring us to recognize our own emotions, understand their origins, and discern how they shape our actions. Mastering this skill then unlocks the ability to self-manage, regulating our emotional responses, and expressing ourselves in constructive ways. This is not about suppressing our feelings, but rather harnessing them to enhance our decision-making and strengthen our relationships. But the true magic happens when we extend these emotional capacities outward, cultivating social awareness. Derek's intuitive response to Charlotte's needs exemplifies this aptitude. He saw beyond the surface and recognized the underlying emotional validation she sought. Developing this skill requires a keen understanding of subtext, as much of what people communicate lies beneath the spoken word. A flat "It's fine," for instance, often signals dissatisfaction when paired with a lack of enthusiasm. And let's not forget the insights that can be gleaned from the nuances of humor. A person's humor style, whether self-deprecating, dark, or witty, can serve as a window into their deeper traits and tendencies. Light self-deprecation may signal confidence, while excessive self-mockery could point to low self-esteem. Dark humor, rooted in cynicism or sarcasm, might reveal manipulative tendencies, while witty banter strengthens bonds and signals pro-social intent. By weaving together Goleman's emotional intelligence framework with the ability to read subtext and humor, we can forge deeper connections with those around us and gain powerful insights into their unspoken thoughts and feelings. It is a dance of empathy, discernment, and a genuine desire to understand the rich complexity of the human experience. So let us continue our exploration, my friends, embracing the transformative power of emotional intelligence and the profound understanding it can unlock. 4. Uncover deeper truths through indirect questions and reflection. After World War II, veterans faced challenges transitioning from their military experience to civilian roles. A reflective process emerged that encouraged them to focus on their proudest achievements. This revealed their strengths and underlying values, offering a more meaningful way to explore their identities. Indirect questions provide similar insights by focusing on actions and behaviors instead of vague intentions. Asking what activities feel energizing and which leave you drained, or where do you happily invest versus where do you hold back, helps uncover someone's priorities. Similarly, imagining how to design a game character highlights the traits the designer finds most important or unimportant in themselves and others. An exercise known as the 7 stories builds on this by having people identify 25 accomplishments that make them proud, then narrowing the list to the 7 that feel most meaningful. Each accomplishment is then explored through its own story, detailing what happened, why it mattered, and the values or traits it reflects, such as resilience or creativity. For example, leading a project might highlight teamwork, while completing a personal challenge could showcase determination. Together, these narratives can reveal recurring themes that define a person's identity. Carl Jung's personality test adds another layer, tapping into subconscious perceptions. Participants describe a color, an animal, a body of water, and a white room, using 3 adjectives for each. These adjectives can reveal how someone views themselves, others, and their experiences. For instance, describing a waterfall as raging and powerful might suggest emotional intensity, while calling a deer timid and gentle shows a softer perspective on relationships. By combining indirect questions with reflective tools like the 7 Stories exercise and Jung's test, you can uncover the motivations and values that shape someone's true identity. 5. The driving forces behind human behavior. Picture yourself on a desert road. You're facing a treasure chest brimming with riches, but an out-of-control 18-wheeler is hurtling toward it. Would you run for the chest or jump for safety? Of course, you'd go for safety. This is a core principle of human motivation. We're driven by the desire to seek pleasure and avoid pain, but the instinct to escape pain usually dominates. Whether it's a smoker craving immediate relief while ignoring long-term health risks, or someone choosing comfort food despite diet goals, short-term perceptions of pleasure or pain overpower logic. But motivation is more than just pain or pleasure. It's layered. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy explains how needs evolve as we progress in life. Starting with survival basics like food and safety, we later seek connection, self-esteem, and ultimately self-actualization, where purpose and morality take center stage. Understanding where someone falls in this hierarchy reveals what drives them at that moment. The American psychologist David McClelland's model simplifies motivation into 3 core needs: affiliation, achievement, and power. Someone chasing affiliation thrives in group harmony, while achievement-oriented individuals set ambitious goals and relish challenges. Those motivated by power seek influence, either over others or within institutions. Motivations can also be influenced by the need to protect self-image. When faced with failure, shame, or perceived inadequacy, people often turn to defense mechanisms like denial, rationalization, or projection to shield themselves from uncomfortable truths. For example, a poor performer at work might blame unfair treatment, deflecting attention from their own mistakes. These defenses distort reality, creating blind spots even the person might not notice. From craving nachos at a bar to justifying poor decisions, understanding these layers of motivation offers insight into why people act as they do. Whether it's the pull of pleasure, the push of pain, or the ego's armor, behavior reveals the internal forces shaping it. 6. How the past shapes relationships, self-worth, and behavior. Have you ever questioned why some people struggle in relationships or battle with self-worth? Childhood experiences, from attachment styles to parenting, often hold the answers. Attachment styles are formed by how caregivers treated us as children. These fall into 4 types: secure, anxious, preoccupied, dismissive, avoidant, and fearful, avoidant. A securely attached person feels confident in love and trust. Anxious, preoccupied individuals often fear abandonment, seeking constant reassurance. Dismissive, avoidant people avoid intimacy to protect their independence, while fearful, avoidant individuals crave connection yet shy away due to past trauma. Self-esteem is also deeply rooted in early life. A child raised with relentless expectations may grow into a perfectionistic adult, feeling they're never good enough. Neglect can lead to low self-worth, people-pleasing, and self-sabotaging behaviors. For some, overpraise and inconsistency might result in narcissistic traits, where an inflated self-image masks underlying insecurity. Sibling dynamics also play a role, though the scientific support for birth order theory is mixed. This idea suggests that firstborns often shoulder the burden of high expectations, becoming responsible but sometimes anxious. Middle children may feel overlooked, yet develop strong social bonds, while the youngest tend to be charismatic and adventurous, though they might avoid responsibility. Parenting styles significantly influence outcomes. Authoritarian parents can instill insecurity and hypersensitivity in their children, sometimes creating adults who internalize relationship problems or rebel against authority. Permissive parenting can lead to poor impulse control and lack of discipline, while uninvolved parents often raise children with low self-esteem and a fear of rejection. Conversely, authoritative parents strike a balance, fostering well-adjusted, emotionally resilient adults. These early influences leave lasting marks, shaping how we behave in relationships, manage emotions, and view the world. By understanding someone's upbringing, be it attachment style, self-esteem, birth order, or parenting, you can gain deeper empathy for their actions and motivations. These clues offer further help in unraveling why people are the way they are. Final summary. How to Speed Read People is a practical, insightful guide to understanding the people around you. Patrick King combines psychology, communication strategies, and real-world examples to help you decode personalities, emotions, and behaviors quickly and effectively. By learning to read people accurately, you can improve your relationships, communication, and emotional intelligence. Understanding others begins with observation, empathy, and a willingness to look beyond the surface. Whether you're navigating personal relationships, professional settings, or social interactions, this book offers valuable tools to help you connect with others on a deeper level. Ready to become a people-reading pro? Start by observing nonverbal cues, practicing active listening, and asking thoughtful questions. If this summary inspired you, grab a copy of How to Speed Read People and take the first step toward mastering the art of understanding others. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Guide to Reads for more transformative book insights. Remember, the better you understand people, the better you can connect with them.